He's
I'm an absolute idiot, and I did not have my audio working, apparently, even though it worked when I was testing it earlier. 1 second. Alright, Bendy,
Bill.
you mind introducing yourself one more time?
Yeah. I'm Bendy, and I'm playing a not so young man named Florence. He has grown up and chose to live on the wrong side of the tracks and has lived a life of crime. And now that has caught up with him, and he is now going to pay penance by hunting the darkness.
Good, good.
Uh,
I
Lightning
attack the
Kerchow.
darkness. Lightning Kerchow.
Cute. Bang, bang. Miri.
Hello. I am playing Icaros. It is a human. She is a human, rather, not like it in this case. She has yellow eyes, her hair is mid back, very black, and she is, by all appearances, a knight or a knightess, and she uses a halberd. Her specific motives are her own, but she has brought herself to this place in order to hunt monsters for both the glory, the fame, and monetary value that comes from it. Thumbs up.
Excellent. And once
Let's
again,
go.
because I myself was muted for my intro, this is A Bump in the Night, a Fate Core tabletop RPG where I will be the GM. And as a warning, this is a horror RPG campaign. That means that there will be various bits of content that may be not enjoyable for some. In my chat, you can type !CW to see the content warnings. Otherwise, they will pop up as is necessary. I think we are, do we have anything that needs to be done before we begin?
I don't think so. Unless there's anything that you think we ought to do.
I don't know, are you into the game? Are you ready? Are
I
you prepared to roleplay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Bendy?
What about you,
I
Bendy?
am so prepared. I am paying my internet bill. But yes, I am ready.
Quick question before we start, though.
Oh,
Do you both have water?
I have grape
yes,
juice.
yes.
Okay, that's acceptable. Chisei
Grape
says sit up
juice.
straight.
Okay. Done.
Hey,
Do it. Do it.
Shrimps.
All right.
Eh.
Then we will begin our recap of the last session. Icaros and Florence were, also just to warn you, Bendy, you have replaced your description and extras with singular letters.
huh? How?
If you move around
No.
and accidentally click, that can happen.
Bendy, no.
No. How do I undo?
Control Z, maybe?
You're gonna have to
But it may
retype
be
it.
gone.
I don't know what it was.
Well, time to
Hold on, I got a
improvise.
screenshot of it.
Yep. While
Outrageous.
you do that, we will go into our recap. We had Icaros last time going to the Cathedral of Light in our town called, I have a name for it now, our city called Sesgard. Which, yeah, I'll talk about it in a second. You were going there to become a hunter for reasons of your own, and while you entered and began your inquiry, it was mentioned to you that they were warned of your coming by someone you know. But more importantly, also joining you at the same time, joining the hunters by a less than voluntary option, was our lovely Florence, who chose it as a get out of jail free card. He was brought in shackles, and you were given custody to Lystra and the cathedral, and led to the mortuary/morgue, wherein you were introduced to Grekin, the gravekeeper, and sent on a task as a sort of test/intro to being a hunter.
This makes Bendy sand.
That was to bury a casket. This casket also came with a cage that had to be nailed down. You fought some zombies on the way there, but you eventually got to the grave site. You started lowering the casket, and you began burying it, and then there was a thump from inside. And now, the thing that was thumping has broken free.
And I believe the very last thing that happened is I swung my halberd down and hit it in the shoulder or something, yeah?
It tried to catch it, but you, using your great force, forced it down into its shoulder. And this is where we'll be starting off. And just as a quick aside, in regards to lore and like world lore and stuff, I will be giving both of you and everyone who wants it, I guess, access to a big encyclopedia thing with all of the locations and people and items that we have talked about previously available to use as a lookup, or just if you want to go read random stuff. Sound good?
Got it.
Hell yeah.
But for now, you are both around the grave with Grekin, our boy. We will not be using a map at the moment because it's, unless you are going to be doing grand tactics with a single enemy, we will be beginning with
I maneuver to be adjacent.
this.
What is?
This is
That's not a
going to
demon,
be
is it?
important to you. This is an
boy.
introduction to a mechanic I'm going to use. In Fate Core standard rules, you are able to see and know all of your enemies' aspects and skills. But in this campaign, you will instead have to figure them out yourself. I have them written down, they are fixed. But you will have to use your wit and guile to figure them out. Or lore rules. Sound
So we have
tasty?
to like.
Yeah.
Sounds tasty as fuck.
Good. As you figure stuff out, I will
am ready.
put it in the appropriate spaces.
So like, if we get disemboweled, we'll be like, oh shit, he's got
It has
disembowelment.
disemboweling 5, yes.
Oh
Now,
shit.
speaking of Bendy, surprised you
like-
say that. All right, let me type it in.
No,
And so we begin.
I need those. Turns tacos into more me.
Florence.
Alright.
The last thing you remember was
Yes, I
attempting
am ready.
to hammer stakes into the ground to get this cage planted before whatever was crawling out of the earth beneath it managed to get free. Sadly, you were so close. But as you were going to place the final stake, preparing to hammer it in, the ground burst open, the cage flung, it held for just a moment. It was flung away, and exploding from the ground was something with humanoid form. That was all you saw before the dirt got in your eyes. Luckily for you, your ally, Miss Ikaros, was prepared, was waiting, ready. She too saw the silhouette. She swung her halberd, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Swung her halberd, and the creature tried to stop it. Almost did. But with great force, she pushed it down, and the creature has been injured. Sorry, I might get random texts, so I have to check them.
Okay.
And so with that, the dust is slowly settling, and you see a pale figure with wild and matted hair, bloodshot eyes, a drooling mouth filled with fangs.
Yeah.
Am I behind it? Because I was at the head of the coffin, like the last stake? Or am I in front?
You are kind of to the side of it.
To the side of it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
You are a little
So-
closer than Ikaros here, but now that
I've
you are
also got a pole arm.
you are all aware, please roll
Okay.
some sort of initiative.
Okay.
Initiative, eh? Let's see. Boy, howdy.
Initiative. Can't use athletics for initiative, yeah?
No, it's more so a mental thing.
Figured. Awareness it is. Oof. Hmm.
And also, as general, if either of you two want to be watching my chat, please do scroll down on the page so that you can't see my screen.
Nuts.
I
Hey,
got
guys.
-3.
I got a 0, but may I pay a fate point?
Excuse me.
Ooh.
Do you want to re-roll, or do you
Hmm.
believe that an aspect would give you a bonus here?
Let's-
Where are the
I
fate
don't believe
points,
any of
by
my
the way?
aspects would give me one, so I'll spend a fate point and can I just add 2, I believe?
You would have to invoke an aspect in order to gain
Okay.
+2.
I understand then.
And
Still-
you have
still
your fate
learning a little bit.
coins, Lawrence. Unless you're wanting to pay one.
No, I was asking where can I get them? Cause okay, thank you.
They were just stacked.
Do.
If you wish to, you can pay a fate point here to re-roll, or
Okay. I'm not sure what I can invoke.
you don't have to invoke
Okay,
anything if you
okay.
just want to re-roll your dice.
Okay, yeah.
I do
re-rolled
want
it.
to reroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me a
We're gonna
fate.
get smoother with this. All
Ideally.
right. Please,
0.
video games. This is bullshit.
What did you get, Florence?
I got -3 again.
All right. Did you really? Gosh. All right.
Yeah.
So that doesn't change. I am going to need you to roll again, Miss Icaros.
Yay.
Okay.
Icaros.
I got -2 anyway. Please.
3. +3.
Hey,
Let's see.
let's go.
Hey, you leave that back in mini in mine. You can have
Alright.
1.
And then we have this one.
All right, we play a game, right?
All right, the initiative has been set. You're
roll
already
one.
playing a game.
And if I roll higher than your combined forces, I get 4 times the bet, or maybe 5. But if you win, you get the regular win.
Nah,
These goons.
sounds lame.
Grekin will be the first one to go. And he is perhaps understandably a little frantic, we'll say.
Spooked.
Yeah, he's blurbling something too fast to be particularly intelligible. And he is going to use his beautiful, dirty, beaten 50-year-old sledgehammer. And he's just going to charge the thing.
Fair enough, Grekin.
For the white.
Okay.
He's gonna fuck him so hard. It's gonna be crazy.
So,
Gonna blood.
Grekin charges this
One
thing,
shot.
swings the hammer, and this thing deftly, without even looking, because Grekin is on the other side, Icaros would be slightly in front of it. Florence would be on the one side near Icaros, and
You can
Grekin
place
would
our
be on the
little
opposite
tokens
side.
here.
You could, yeah,
check what
yeah.
position if you want.
That'd probably be smart. All right, so we will have the bean. We'll have Grekin. Okay,
Yeah.
so Grekin is here. Florence is here, and you were there, more or less.
All right.
Wait. I'm orange, yeah?
You are orange.
Okay.
Is my halberd still embedded in its shoulder?
Yes, we will get to that when it is your turn.
I wonder, could that be a possible aspect that Grekin might be able to invoke, or me would be able to invoke for him, so he could actually land the hit?
You rolled to hit, not create an aspect.
Fair enough. I was just curious if there's any overlap for it. I'm still learning, so I'm going to ask a lot of weird, stupid questions.
Mechanically, there's not going to be an overlap for it, just because then you are
Nuts.
doing multiple things at once, and that's a very strong thing to do.
Action economy.
Action economy. So, Grekin takes a swing at this beast, this humanoid figure, and it just shifts. Yes, your halberd is still embedded in its shoulder, but it is still able to move just enough to where the sledgehammer misses.
Whack.
Grekin swears.
I
And then
figured.
it is Icaros.
Yes.
And then it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay. Talking. Takes an action. No action. Minor action.
If you are just going to say something, like if you're communicating with your teammates, not an action. If you're going to try and talk and accomplish something with talking, that is an action. It's like if you're trying
Alright.
to like reason with this thing, that's an action. If you try to say, "Hey Florence, kick its butt," that's fine.
Okay. Grekin, what is it? She says.
Grekin looks at you, his squinting eyes as wide as they'll go, which is not very, and says, "Hell if I know."
Great.
Fucking kill it.
Good.
We did have a map, Nom, but in this case, the map is not necessarily going to be important, given it is a single enemy.
Yeah, this is what
A mere demon.
I'm here, demon.
They are all huddled around a grave right now. I'll say them.
And a demon approaches.
Here's the beans.
Is this thing focusing on me?
Currently, yes, because you have in fact given it the pokey.
Okay. Would I be able to use weapon mastery in this case to take a defensive action then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I will take the defend action. Da. Okay, nothing on that. Armored and halberd. Would I be able to invoke this first aspect here? A long discordant knight and hospitaller, someone experienced in combat and able to try and cover for their own mistakes. Invoke it and get a +2.
This is acceptable, yes.
Fate point plaid. So that would be 6.
All right, I will keep that in mind. Please keep that number handy for now.
Will do.
8.
Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I only have a minor action and whatnot in that case. I
More or
don't believe
less.
there would be anything that I could do with that other than just try and keep it under control and steady with the halberd. So, like, set her feet, hold, and try and keep it in place.
Alrighty.
That's it.
Then it is this thing's turn.
Oh,
And it starts off, it's looking at you, Icaros, as you have injured it, and it's doing this wheezing kind of gurgly growl, like it's got something stuck in its throat that it just can't get out. And as it does, it sniffs the air. And then its attention moves away from you and instead towards the one who is also in its line of sight, easily.
Kraken.
You,
Or Bendy.
Florence.
Florence.
Brecken is somewhat behind it. And what it's going to do is it is going to pull away from your halberd. And in doing so,
Yeah.
attack Florence.
Don't get whacked.
all right, all right, all right. Swing. I'll swing. I'll swing.
Oh, we have a raid. Hello, raiders. We are doing a tabletop RPG. I will greet you all properly in a moment.
Welcome, Raiders, to Ares' stream. Ares
Hello.
is a good bird. Please follow her. She's cool.
Hey, y'all.
Indeed.
So first, we will start off with a little check here. If you would be so kind, Icaros, as to roll physique, strength, something of that nature.
Okay. Is this like a combat roll or anything like that?
Not
Alright, I'm
combat. It
sorry.
is a combat
I made a
contest
fucking
of
mistake.
strength.
Okay. Physique.
Damn it.
3.
Hold on.
All right. The creature does pull free,
Dang.
and then Florence, are you going to attempt to defend yourself?
Yeah. Once that, I made a stupid mistake.
Oh,
And
what
I want to see
happened?
if I can fix it.
Did you delete?
You know how like I was pressing buttons like to move. Yeah, but it wasn't mine. I deleted some of
Yeah.
my order stuff. I'm sorry. I need to
It's
figure
okay.
out if there's a way I can do it.
It's okay.
But
There was only a couple of little
okay.
things there.
My
Yeah,
bad.
so-
Anyway, remind me exactly the verb.
Oh,
Oh, what happened?
she restored a table state.
Yep.
Hey, let's go. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway,
Yeah.
okay, just remind me real quick. What I was freaking out a little bit. What was the verbiage like? What is this creature doing to Florence? Like
This creature is
it
attacking
slid
you.
back, like lunging.
So, more specifically, as to how it is attacking you, I probably should have been a little better about that. At the end of its hands, its fingers seem longer. This person looks relatively like a human, but its fingers seem elongated, and from splitting cuticles comes these sharp, dark claws. It's swinging at you with those.
Okay, so um, by defending myself, do you mean like evading this here attack, or like directly struggling, counterattacking? Like what exactly, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, how are you going to try and deal with this attack? You can try to counterattack. This will be a lot harder. A lot harder. Or you could try to defend yourself.
All right. All right. Okay. He has a fear response of violence here. You see here, like a short temper for fuse, right?
Mhm.
Can he attempt to use fisticuffs to literally try to grab her by the hand as a way to stop the attack, like by the wrist?
You can try.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna try and go for a glory. All right, but fisticuff, right? So that's
Mhm.
+4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You sound confident.
I wonder. I wonder if you could invoke your
Alright, here we go.
Manhunter aspect since it is man-shaped to try and give you a bonus for that too, Bendy.
Hey, Ares. Can I invoke Manhunt?
Not in this instance.
Nuts.
Aw, hey.
I will also avoid doing that in the future if you would prefer, Ares.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That is what you were supposed to do.
Yay.
Also,
Yeah. Pat.
while we do this,
I will
thank you
roll
for the
now.
raid, Maya. I appreciate it. And welcome into you and your raiders.
Let's
I
go.
hope that your stream went well. Ba-da-boop-boop.
I have achieved a 3 overall.
A 3.
Actually, that particular dice right there is cocked, so you could re-roll it again if you want to.
Yep. Please re-roll any
Is
cocked
that
dice.
true?
Yep.
Just
Take it as
So
you
press
individually.
roll.
R.
You have to let it go and press R. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
Hey, so that's a +4.
+4?
Let's go. Let's go. Yep.
Alrighty.
We
And
winners.
that has a that. Alright. So, you do in fact manage to grab its arm. This thing is
Hell yeah.
clumsy. And you have much, much practice in a fist fight, even if it's not necessarily trying to punch you.
Claw punch, same thing, right?
It's more
Huh?
about using my hands.
You do, in fact, manage to grab it. And for that, check something. You have gained a one-time aspect. Or one
Yeah?
free invoke.
What does that mean?
So long as you keep hold of it, it has the aspect of grappled. It
Oh
can be
shit.
invoked once for a +2 bonus. For free, and then you can pay fate coins. Until it is no
And that's-
longer grappled.
And that's like if it wants to resist me or if I want to do something to it.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Got it. Yoink.
I could also
And-
invoke that aspect, couldn't I?
Yep, either of you could. And with that,
Hey.
Florence, it is your turn. And while you think about what
It's
you're
my-
doing. Hello, Maya's Raiders. I am Aresima, a harpy. We are currently doing a tabletop RPG. This is a horror RPG, so please be warned. There will be some potentially disturbing content and descriptions in this game. You can type !CW to check our content warnings. And please view with discretion.
And did you know
Hey,
that Ares is a bird?
Yay. Sorry, Florence.
Hey,
Mm,
question.
Got a question, Bendy.
Oh. Wait, whatever happened to my Dang it, I must not have Oh, never mind. We'll continue. E.
Oh?
Yeah, like I had a stunt in there called, remember it was hit him again? Like when Florence succeeds with style in a contested roll with fisticuffs.
Oh yes, if
You
you
can pay
want to, you can do that. And if you have the thing, you can type that back in.
Okay, did he actually get the with style?
Yes, you have succeeded with style. You succeeded with a +3.
Okay, okay, so I can do another contested roll, right? Alright,
If you pay a fate
So-
coin.
okay, I'm gonna do that, okay? And you tell me if this
Actually-
is
Actually,
yeah.
no, you can't, because this was defend. You need to do that on attack. Sorry.
okay. Wing rules
Wing.
that are fair.
It is your turn, so if you try to hit it and you succeed with style, you can do that.
Oh, okay, so like I thought the grapple. Oh, okay, that was a defense.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the grapple was your
10-4.
defense.
Okay. So how about okay, so he yanks this creature forward with great aggression, right? And he goes for a bold headbutt with rage, right?
The way you're
Yeah.
describing this would require you to use the free invoke for your +2.
The free invoke for my +2. I
Yes,
would have to use it.
because if you're pulling it because it's
Cool.
grappled.
I'm fine with that. So yeah, we will invoke that, and then would that be like a? Would I use like a fight for a skill, or fisticuffs for that?
I would say headbutt's less in the range of fisticuffs and more so in the range of general fighting.
Okay, so
Does that seem
we'll
fair?
do that. Yeah. That seems fair.
Right.
All right, so he's going for a big, bam. All right. All right, so there's a high number. All right,
Mhm.
there's a 5.
Ooh.
That's the total?
Yes.
That was a good roll.
You pull it towards you.
Eh,
You headbutt it with a great deal of force. The creature doesn't flinch.
Okay.
It is just staring at you and growling. It seems entirely unfazed, as it rolled the same as you.
Oh shit, the bastard. All right, but I don't have to release a hold, right?
No, but the free invoke is gone now.
It's gone.
You have to pay to
Oh,
invoke it now.
I will keep it. He's like holding this creature's knife hands.
And then
Got it.
we move to Grekken. Were you going to say something, Icaros?
Go ahead.
Grekken is he's not made for fighting. He's hesitating.
Hit it in the back of the knees.
Are you sure I shouldn't go get help?
We'll be dead by the time it gets here.
To be fair, Icaros did tell both of them to actually run.
Mm-hmm. Neither
Flora,
of them
do you
did.
think you can keep a hold on it?
He just kind of looks at her like bewildered that she even asked, but he nods.
She looks at Greg and says, "Go get help. Run fast."
He looks a little iffy between you two. And eventually he just says, screw it. Throws down his sledgehammer, and he's not a tall man, but he's bolting. He is running. Reckon leaves the scene.
Run, boy.
Oh, a warm body to absorb shots. God.
Oh no! Hit points running away!
Icarus, we move to you. What do you do? This creature is still stuck to your halberd, and it didn't attack you.
I suppose the only thing to do for it then, since it is being grappled by Mr. Florence, is to yank the halberd free, doing as much damage as possible, honestly, and then take a hard swing at it. Maybe at the back of the legs.
Right? Roll for your attack.
Roll.
Will be a. Say this is probably halberdier, even though that is lower. So 2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you swing. I should have offered this to Bendy, but I forgot to because I'm still getting used to fate. I'm sorry. So if Bendy, if you want to do this, you can.
That's cool.
You have rolled equal numbers. You can choose to modify it, or you can choose to succeed. Or, well, actually, no, and ultimately nothing will happen. Sorry. So.
Okay, so.
You've tied.
You know what?
And since you deal damage with shift, ties go to the defender, basically.
All right. You know what? Fate's meant to be used, right? I'll invoke the same aspect, a long discordant night hospitaller. Whenever there's a draw, a person with a lot of combat experience can try and move that in their favor. Use their skill and their ability and their experience to put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. 4+2.
Very well. Thank you for your fate.
Thank you.
It has been sealed, whatever it may be.
Dun dun.
You swing at its legs after withdrawing your halberd, and you see the twitch of the muscles with your great experience. You see the twitch. It's about to dodge, move out of the way, and you alter the course of your weapon in order to make sure that the hit lands. Not exactly where you wanted, but you do harm it. The thing howls in pain, but what comes out is not blood, but a dark red, sludgy substance.
You can't
Now-
really see Rose's face under the helmet, Florence, but she seems a little bit unperturbed by this. You don't see her shake or flinch or anything along those lines. That might perhaps embolden Florence a little bit.
That's actually something important
Very,
to ask.
very emboldened.
How do you feel about this, Florence? This thing with 2 long fingers and claws and bloodshot eyes that crawled out of a grave and is now trying to attack you.
He feels very, very, very alarmed and very,
I'm
very
so alarmed right now.
like he's all kinds of like scared, but in a locked in on site kind of scared, you know. He's liable to, you know, my man's chosen fight, so
Mhm.
he's that's yeah, answer
Alrighty.
given.
Florence's default reaction is fight. He must actively choose the flight response himself.
Yeah, well, he can turn it on. He's slippery. Dips him up.
Alright. Then it is this thing's turn.
Eh.
Now that it has been injured further and it's howling in pain. Firstly, as a minor kind of thing, it's going to attempt to break free of your hand, Florence. If you would be so
fuck.
kind as to roll something strength related.
Like physique. Hey, let's go. All right. All right. So we're gonna go like this. Yeah. Yeah. Wah. All
Total?
right. Total is is 0.
This thing, it entirely yanks itself free with a 5.
I'm so farted. We gotta get. It's gonna. So like it yanks straight out of my
Yanks.
hand, right?
Yanks straight out of your hand.
And how's it looking at me? Is it full of disdain or is it snarling like I'm gonna eat your face?
I'd almost say it looks crazed and hungry.
Great. So okay. Florence. Florence
It
is
has-
perturbed.
It has pulled free and it once again howls in pain at the injuries it has taken thus far. And Florence, you might be able to see a little bit of it, but being at a better angle, and given that you were the one who inflicted the wounds, you can see the wounds clearly. Icaros, you see them begin to, the sludge that you saw begin to boil and burble. And all of a sudden, from them shoot these little globules that arc through the air around the creature and directly at Florence.
Huh? So these things are popping and gurgling, and
La, 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 la,
they're
la.
hopping and skipping at me.
I'm gonna get you.
Let me reveal what this thing is, because you will have seen it, essentially. Oh.
Some kind of demon shit.
There.
Mexican.
Okay. And so, how do you defend yourself, Florence?
So this is like sentient ichor, right? Like blood, undead
You don't know.
goo stuff.
Goo.
Whatever it was
Got the-
bleeding
But-
is now flying at you at high speed.
Okay. He, like a true man of action. Yes.
Hmm.
He outright takes a full leaping dodge roll out of the way.
Using what skill?
To the flank. Using the amazing skill of baby physique.
Sorry, physique has more to
It-
do with your
It
strength.
works.
I'm sorry, that's going to be a mundane roll for you.
He is going. He is. Wait. Okay, that's not a binding or trap. He's gonna. He's just gonna go for it. Yeah.
That would be a mundane roll?
He's gonna do a mundane roll. All
Okay.
right, and it's
Your-
gonna. Here we go. All right. So that there is a 1. All right. So let's take a look here.
You got you some fate points.
Would you like to know what it rolled before you make further decisions?
What? Sure.
You're going against a 5.
So what you're saying is there's no play here. I'm farted. They got me. Dead to rights.
You
Right?
can attempt to reduce the shift. You can
'Cause I-
attempt. You can get it down to a 1 shift,
Okay. So.
or
Oh,
you
shit.
can invoke
Oh.
an aspect. You could invoke an aspect for a +2 and reroll your dice if you really, really wanted to.
Do the same
Hmm.
outcomes apply to enemies and whatnot for rolls as they do us?
More or less, yes.
So for a 5, if you can't bring it down any further, it would succeed with style, Bendy.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
All right. We'll just. I don't know how to play this game, but we're gonna pay a fate point, yeah.
For what?
And we're gonna re-roll that dice, maybe.
All right.
All right, Bendy.
All right. We're.
Your rolls
This is
ain't been the
gambling.
best. Come on.
This is straight gambling. Let's go. Yeah.
Wait,
Alright,
0.
so my situation is worse.
You
Alright.
can give yourself a +2 to reduce the shift. If you have anything
I
you
do
think you can
that.
apply.
Bruh, Thug of Heart of Gold. That sounds like dodge rolling material to me. Dodging crossbow bolts.
I don't believe it does.
Dang it.
That's an interesting poll, Miri.
Yeah, I'm doing it for Bendy.
I'm not sure. I don't think any of them apply. Ooh, what's this? Alright, that's the 6 of swords.
How many
King of
in
Wands.
a standard reading series?
There is no such thing as a standard reading. What kind of reading would you want to do?
I don't know, honestly. I
is
pulled
you
5
can
cards.
you can do a single card in order to have a answer a question very simply. You can do 3 cards, and that can be done for a lot of things. You can have some sort of insight into your past, present, and future and relating to an event, or have the first card be something relating to the problem, the second card being how it could get worse, and the third card being a potential solution. There's a lot of different ways to do tarot.
It's okay, Bendy. You'll be fine.
No, the dice roller machine doesn't work.
Dice roller machine doesn't work.
It doesn't. It's broken, actually.
Oh,
But it is there to play with.
Bendy.
Keep it in the play corner.
Hey,
So,
He's grumpy.
I want it.
allow me to check something, because this is, yeah, I did not expect to roll that high with Bendy rolling that low.
Me.
Where is this?
Swiss cheese.
I have to go
Lands
look
on
at
ground dead.
what happens with this amount of shift.
It's just a regular win with style. That's all it is. Aries looks at with big eyes.
Shifts
Please don't
cause
kill me.
stress.
Good thing Ori cast that share wound spell earlier.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Come
I did
on.
do that one thing with chanting earlier, safeguard us and whatnot. So
Oh, that's not
I
where
don't,
you.
know- I don't know if that would be relevant in this instance, but hey, there you go. That's what I got.
Safeguard me. I'm not being safeguarded.
Oh, I don't feel safe at all. Oh,
Swiss cheese. Hmm.
Bendy gunned down in his prime.
This is scary. She's doing a lot of research.
It's unpleasant whenever the DM has to do research on what's about to happen to you, huh?
Yeah, she's like calculating how many legs I lose.
Alright, let's see here.
Apologies.
Bendy gonna die? 7 of Pentacles.
You don't know what Seven of Pentacles means, do you?
Nope. 2 of Cups.
1 second.
And 2 of Swords. I only know vague things about tarot.
I will look them up in just a second. I want to check this. Where the heck is shift in here? Come on.
I shall return in
There we
30
are.
seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah.
I have the answer for that. But now, if you want, I can give you the tarot answers while we wait for Bendy.
Sure, go for it.
What was your first card?
Well, question is Florence / Bendy gonna die? 7 of Pentacles, upright.
7 of Pentacles. I don't have them all memorized, so I have to look up the numbers usually. 7 of Pentacles, upright.
No, I think they're all upright, honestly.
Seven of Pentacles has to do with planning, and that focusing on short-term gains may not be what gets you what you want.
Okay. 2 of Cups.
2 of Cups, upright as well. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
given I don't think you can
Strokes.
get cards flipped around. 2 of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of connection.
And 2 of swords.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Bendy.
Difficulty making a decision due to fear of a mistake.
Yeah, that sounds about like Bendy.
So,
Hey.
Bendy, you have 2 options.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
At this point, you basically either can stay in the fight and take a consequence, something that will negatively affect you potentially long into the future, or be taken out of the fight.
Alright. Alright. So early on in this here campaign, yes. He is so shocked and taken aback by the consequence of getting fucked up. Yeah?
Mhm.
That he is like in shock and in
Mhm.
horror by this demon attacking him with his blood slushy,
Blood slushy. Yeah.
aka I don't want to take a consequence.
So you're going to be taken out of the fight,
Yes, Wayne.
which
Defeated.
essentially means that for the purposes of this, we are going to
Wait,
say
Ori's
that
all alone now.
you're going to say that these things that shot out of its body and around it, and they hit you, it was something you haven't experienced before. You've been stabbed, you've been beaten, you've been screamed at, etc. You have not felt what it's like to have something like this tear through you. And it's an entirely new experience, and you can do nothing but fall on the ground and curl into a ball and try and get the pain to go away.
All my men can do now is howl helplessly on the ground, incapacitated,
Incapacitated.
doomed if the nitrous were to fail now.
Icaros,
No pressure.
Hello.
you stand alone against this creature, leaning over your comrade.
I mean, that's a pretty standard standard ask for her in this point.
It is your turn. What do you
What would
do?
What would it be to try and move and interpose herself between it and Florence?
Just movement. You could do that.
Okay. Ba. Da ba.
You step between it and Florence, and it looks angry,
Good.
frustrated.
Why aren't you dead yet?
Its gurgling, raspy breath speeds up.
So for for reference, when I took that defend action earlier, is that something that's still floating or is it gone now?
It is gone now.
Okay. I will take another defend action using weapon mastery. Three, four, five, six, 7.
Alrighty. Keep
And
that in mind. Is there
as
anything
part
else?
of this, as part of her defense action, she wants to keep it from getting to Florence.
That is kept in mind.
Can't hurt me.
Thumbs up. And that is my action.
Very well.
Don't hurt
Then
the crime husband.
its breathing speeds up. It is almost hissing at you with how fast it's breathing. And then it screeches and it swipes at you with both of its hands, with both of its sets of claws. You've already rolled your defense. And these claws, though sharp, are no match against the steel of your armor and your swift handling of your halberd. You knock them away and they just barely scrape off the surface. It growls in further frustration. It's stepping side to side, trying to see if it can get around you.
She sets her feet while it's attacking her, deflects those blows, and she just keeps moving herself in between it and the fresh blood behind her.
It is
Florence.
your turn.
And she'll take another defensive action. Let's see. 4. I believe.
All right. Then it will do its attack on its turn.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, it tries to swipe at you, and you just, once again, knock its claws away. It's foaming at the mouth now.
I don't suppose I could convince you to go back to sleep, could I?
It doesn't seem to respond in any way. It's like it ignored you.
Fair
Hey.
enough.
In fact, as you look at it, it's not even looking at you. It's as if it's still staring at Florence.
He wants to eat him. He wants to get that delicious, delicious fresh blood.
What do you do with your turn?
I'll take another defensive action. Keep myself between it and Florence. Wait on Grekin to get back with the help that he's trying to get, ostensibly. 4 again.
All right. It attacks once again. And it just keeps scraping off, and it's bouncing in place now. It is constantly growling. Looks like it's working itself up.
Is it getting mad? You know, I kind of expected that.
Your turn. What do you do?
She's muttering under her breath on all this, too. Everybody has performance issues, big guy. It's okay. Defensive action, weapon mastery. 4.
Okay, and on its turn, it doesn't claw at you this time. It instead rushes you down, tries to grapple you, tries to
Yeah, but
grab your halberd. What was your defense?
4.
It is going to invoke an aspect.
Oh, fuck. Bard.
Yeah, you can do that too, Bendy.
Or wait.
And so
Oh, wait.
it uses a fate point.
Gross.
And invokes the aspect. Awash in a sea of hunger. This thing is desperate. It is using that desperation to its advantage to push further than it necessarily would otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's so fucked.
Its
Hey.
total.
Gregan has had some time.
Its total is a 5 to grapple you.
All right. So
No,
1 over.
bigger.
And as you are out of fate, it succeeds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It gets you in this sort of... It knocks aside your halberd. It's still in your hands, but now it is pressed between you two as this thing bear hugs you. And it holds tight. And you can feel those claws scratching and pulling at the back of your armor, trying to find
Mhm.
purchase. You are grappled.
Hooray!
It has an advantageous aspect for it.
Let's see.
Your turn.
So whenever it tried to break the grapple from Florence, that was a minor?
Yes.
Okay. Would that be a physique then?
Yes.
Would I be able to possibly bring Halberdier in on this to try and shove it away using the leverage from the polearm?
You can only use one skill for a check. Unless you have
Fair enough.
something else that gives you the ability to use two. Like a stunt.
I don't think weapon mastery would come into play here, so I don't know. 4.
Six.
Bah.
You remain grappled. You still have a true action. What would you like to do?
It has me grappled, right?
As you grappled, you are held.
Can
The
I
halberd
invoke
is
that
pinned
aspect
between
and
you.
headbutt it with my helmet?
No, because it's grabbing you.
It was a good idea. Come on.
It was a good try, but no, because of how it's holding you. You cannot get the full range of
Tenderly.
motion to get a full headbutt in. But you can still try to headbutt it. You just have no advantage.
Let's see. I have a couple of ideas, but I'm kind of chewing on them. How about we see about a chant?
Okay.
I wasn't able to break free of the grapple unless I can try again in some other way with the true action, but a chant. Let not the unclean touch you. Let it be burned away whenever it touches the implacable surface of your armor.
Roll chanting.
Good job. I couldn't do chanting just because of that rule right there. I'm locked out permanently. That's good.
1.
Pat.
Its response to this chant might have been a slight twitch or a small shift in its motion, but you can't be sure, as it at the very least did not have any greatly noticeable effect.
Success, but nothing notable. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Now that you are grappled, it is scrabbling to find purchase. It is going to try and dig its claws between the plates on your back. It rolls.
Good job.
You are seeing a 3. But
3.
yes, a 3.
Okay. That is a 4, I do believe.
What skill were you using?
Just armored. I thought that was the only one I could use.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Well, you could use physique to just try and take the hits too. But
okay, that's good to know.
It depends on how you're trying to, like, in this case, using physique to, like, just hold yourself so that it can't, like pushing your arms out or something. But in this case, you're just letting your armor do the work. No?
I miss. It would be a 3. I was looking at my physique instead, so it would be a 3. It would meet the roll.
Okay. You are grappled. It will invoke this.
No.
Figured.
Sorry, no.
It uses the fact that it's grabbing onto you to just squeeze that little bit tighter to get some of those nails under some plates and begin to pull, scratching whatever's beneath as well. To shift. You can basically either choose to take a mild consequence, choose to take your 2 box and physical stress, or choose to essentially be taken out of the fight.
I'll take the 2 box and physical stress. So
Okay.
this is 1 and 2, or just 2?
Just 2.
Okay.
All right. And then it is your turn.
I will attempt to break the grapple. It shouldn't be able to
Get
invoke
'em more.
grappled again without a fate, won't it? Right?
Needs a fate.
Break the grapple. Physique. 3.
Let's go. Or get 'em up.
Physique
Your ass.
5.
Oh, fuck.
The grapple remains.
Hmm.
I protest.
I'm
Objection.
sorry, Florence, but this is what happens.
Oh. Protest.
Think thunk. Think thunk. Think thunk. It's going great, V. It's going wonderfully.
What do you do?
I'll attempt to break out of the hold with physique again. Using my
You-
main action.
You already
Or
tried
is
to
that a
do that.
possibility? Alright then.
No. Or he's farted.
Yeah,
You're
it'll
so
alright, Vendy. We'll be alright.
No.
It's fine. It's fine, Vendy.
It's clawing up your supple flesh.
So what
But
do you
perhaps
do?
not said in that exact way.
You are amidst combat. Can't think forever.
Yeah. It's trying
You're
to
not
attack
going to
me.
get a meal out of this, and you're definitely not going to get a meal out of me. Try an intimidation. Terrifying presence.
Alrighty. Make your roll.
7.
Oh my. You say this. And this creature is. Good night now. Sleep well. Have good
Night,
dreams.
Nom. Pet. Sleep well.
Night, night.
You say this to this creature, and it looked frenzied. It looked like you couldn't reason with it. But it heard some sense in those words. It reacted. And it let go. It backs away from you. Its previous hunger is still there, but its anger, its frustration, its willingness to attack you is gone. It looks like a scared animal as it takes a step back, its claws shaking, and your sheer willpower, your steadfastness has broken this creature. It flees. It decides that you are nothing that it can handle, and it runs into the darkness.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
You do not.
Alright, fair enough.
As it is taken out of the combat.
She takes a
Shortly-
deep breath.
Shortly after, just enough time for you to breathe, you hear footsteps approaching rapidly from the way that you came to get to this grave.
She points in the direction that it ran and says, "It moved off in that direction. You may still be able to catch it."
Grekin and... I need to make sure I am getting this correct. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Grekken and a lanky man in a dark gray half cloak run up to you. Grekken is winded. The man in the dark gray half cloak looks to you, looks in the direction you pointed.
She glances at the man in the dark gray half cloak. Dark Claws was able to use its blood as some sort of projectile. Seemed
Florence on the
absolutely
ground.
desperate to get to Florence after he started bleeding.
Eh.
The man in the cloak looks into the darkness. He has like this thinking kind of smirk. Not necessarily smirk, but thinking.
Mhm.
And he just shakes his head. I don't think I'd be able to catch it now. And Grekken, while huffing and puffing, you let that thing get away.
She glances at Grekken and then gestures to where it had a grip on her on her armor, where it has like those, I'm assuming like rivets and furrows in the plates on her back, and says, I didn't let it do anything.
Grekken grumbles as he continues trying to catch his breath. And the man in the half cloak, what he does is he steps around you to look at your back thoughtfully. You let it get a hold of you, didn't you?
It got a hold
Florence
of
is
me
in
temporarily,
active
yes.
agony.
You'll need to take a
That's
look
what-
at our compatriot here. She gestures down. Whatever it shot
Steps
from
on
its blood.
Florence walking around her.
Kicks him.
The man in the cloak, he kind of raises himself up on his toes and actually like leans on your shoulder, Icaros, is while looking over at Florence. Yeah, he's not doing too good, is he? Oh, you didn't get bit, did he?
No bit.
Hey, you good there? This is to
She
you,
glances
Florence.
Go ahead.
No.
Grekken, can you take the cart, get Florence on it, and bring him back to the cathedral for some healing?
He just looks at you with the dirtiest look as he is still trying to catch his breath.
Deep breaths.
Florence
Wasn't that long of a run.
actually tries to he tries his best to start to stand up. Yeah, is that possible?
Let me ask, where two of these things, two of those gooey objects pierced through you, where did they hit you?
Oh shit, how do I even figure that out? Okay, so what I'll
You can
do.
choose.
Okay. Let's say one got him in the thigh, but
Mhm.
no blood gushing, And one actually did get him in the gut, but somehow, he's not bleeding out.
It clipped you in the side.
Yeah. Got me in
Alright.
my chubby rolls.
Gotcha. Grekken huffing and
Damn.
puffing.
Unless, Grekken, you would like to help me hunt it down. She cocks her head
Oh,
to the side.
The
I
man's
expected to have to roll for that so I can get up.
no, we'll get to it in just a second.
Okay, 'cause yeah, he was gonna say something heroic if you want.
The half cloak man says to Icaros, "We're not gonna catch it now. Bit too late for that. Well, we can get you two back and patched up."
Speed, or is it going to go somewhere else? She questions.
He just kind of grins at you and gives a shrug. and gives you a pat on the shoulder as he starts walking back. And now, what were you going to do, Florence?
So Florence gets up and he makes a waving motion and says, "I'd rather not. I'd rather get this job done. Earn my keep." And he looks up. He says, I can't face the hangman's noose. I'm going with."
Yeah, you're going with back to the cathedral.
Mm,
Did you not hear
mm.
Hunter William? He said that he couldn't chase them down. If he didn't have a chance, you don't have a chance.
Hunter William, she says.
Yes, Master Hunter William. He was the most senior one here at the time. Reliable
I
enough,
wounded
if a
it,
bit eccentric.
she says. I wounded it
Yeah,
and then made it flee. Will
you
it go to ground?
You trust your insight over his, and I don't know. William already left. He's probably still in earshot. He hasn't stopped walking.
Well, if you want to bury dead bodies with that thing running around, then I Florence just winces in pain instead of finishing his sentence.
I don't want to go running around searching for something that William said is not worth chasing. In the dark. With nobody but two babes fresh out the cradle.
And if we end up leaving it to roam the city, it's going to find someone else to eat.
And that's why we go talk to the people who know things, yes?
She takes a deep
Right.
breath. Fine.
Grekin is going to move to essentially pick up Florence. And assuming Florence doesn't resist, he's going to get dumped in the cart.
Florence curses.
Probably in pain, yeah?
In pain and frustration, he was tossed, keyword, into the thing. Outrageous.
And then begins the very bumpy road back with Grekin swearing under his breath every couple steps. Specifically leaving behind the cage and the tools.
While we're heading back, Icaros walks up to the side of the little cart. She places a hand on Florence's shoulder, and I'm going to try a chant again. This is a habit of hers more than anything, but that's why I put chanting here. Ward against the unclean, though it may not corrupt the flesh of your flock. May it be purged from this one so that they may heal without troubles.
Make your roll.
Bidoop. 1.
Alright. You chant.
Careful with them holy chants, you might set me on fire.
She looks at you. She looks at Florence's. Yeah, you only smoldered a little bit. You'll be fine.
Well, let's hope I don't get shot by zombie things again. And Mindy.
At your mention of hoping you don't get attacked by zombies again, Grekin picks up the pace a little bit. You do, however, after a couple minutes walk, you do make it back to the ramp leading down to the morgue, and Grekin heads down without a single hesitation. Pulls in, closes the door, bars it. After, of course, everybody is inside. And the room is, much as it was before, empty except for the man identified as William laying on one of the preparation tables. Kind of just chilling, shaking his head to unheard music. Grekin,
How'd you know I was doing that?
eh,
Yeah.
and Grekin makes basically immediately to takes off his apron and puts the cart away after shuffling Florence onto another one of those tables, sticks the cart in its corner, and starts jogging off.
Florence flagrantly. Oh, hold on. One sec. Let me get that. So Florence flagrantly grabs Icaros by her arm and says, "Don't let him steal my organs." But he's clearly making a joke.
I mean, so far as I remember, you've got two of one of them, yeah? The kidney? She shrugged her shoulders. I'm sure you could do without one, right?
I'll take one of yours to replace it.
That makes her laugh.
Oh, come on. Grekin
Hey,
ain't stole any kidneys for, oh, 2
Couple of
years
weeks at
now.
least. Yeah, that goes good enough.
William's looking over with a grin. Congrats on your first night, newbie.
yeah. Waited a long time to win this door prize.
And here you
Hey,
are,
okay.
stuffing it up.
You are alive, for what it's worth, Florence. That's time to gain experience.
He says, "Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Start of a lot of suffering, it feels like, but as long as I can get spared the noose, I'll do it."
Oh, I don't know. You really messed this one up. You let that thing go.
What
He
exactly
grins.
was it?
Something, I don't know. Just going off your description. What was it again? Mind refreshing my memory?
Black Claws seemed incredibly hungry and wanting to get to the fresh blood from Florence here, and it was able to use its blood as a projectile.
Ooh, that's a doozy. Could be a couple things. Oh, that must have been really scary, huh?
Not particularly. Why wouldn't we be able to catch it?
Well, I'm sure you saw a little bit of it when it ran away. Pretty fast, eh?
Fast, but presumably not tireless.
Now, you might think that, but you spend long enough in this profession, you learn that more things are tireless than you may believe.
And wounded in the well as well. Would it choose to go to ground? She questions.
Oh, one of those things. Hungry, afraid, I would guess, if it ran away. How'd you manage that, by the way?
I'm a knight in full armor.
Yeah, and that
And she
thing was a
doesn't
rabid
elaborate any further.
animal.
She shrugs her armored shoulders. I heard it the most. That may have been a deciding factor. Even if it's undead, which I presume that it is, it still wants to preserve this unlife.
William smirks at you, pushes himself up, kicks his legs that are hanging from the table.
I thought she said he pushes her over.
No, he pushes
Alright.
himself up.
Also, you got a question in your DM's, Aries, or at
Oh, do I?
least a bit of flavor.
Oh, yes.
Nuts.
I figured something like that.
Thumbs up.
So, what was I? Oh, yeah. So, William, he looks between you two. Oh, if you're lucky, they'll count this as a success. If you can convince them, if I can convince them. I guess to be fair, it's kind of unkind to have sent two newbies up against something like a vampire.
Florence speaks up, using his thug, his street life Swiss. He's like, "Listen, you told us to transport the creature up to his gravesite and put it in the hole, and we did exactly that, and we buried it. The fact that it came out, that wasn't our problem."
It would have been an exceptionally good bit of information to know what we were facing. The zombies pose no threat. That
Oh,
did.
well, we couldn't be too sure, and after all, it was kind of planned not to wake up for quite a while. We figured it'd be out for 2 days. He has this grin that's just been slowly getting a little wider. Looks
What
like
would
he's
make it wake
enjoying
up?
this.
What would make it wake up early? She says.
Oh, let's see. The call of its brethren. The command of its progenitor. Yeah, maybe we were wrong on identifying what it was. Whoopsie.
The motion of the armor makes it seem like she's opening her mouth to say something else, but then she just trails off and does not elaborate any further.
Darn, maybe if you'd asked me to go with you, I could have handled it. Would have been no problem for me.
I'm injured.
Florence in the background just makes like the Pokemon "I'm poisoned" emoji.
Does a
I
little
have been
glitchy
hurt.
screen effect.
Uh,
At this at that time, Brecken comes back. His face is red at this point because he's been doing a lot of running around. Like, he could be having a better night. But he comes with Cheryl in tow. Which, just as a reminder, given it is only the second session, Cheryl is the assistant priestess with the red hair.
Deep breaths, Kraken. At least you didn't have to dig the hole too.
He's breathing heavily. He doubles over and makes a rude gesture at you.
She makes a rude gesture in return.
He doesn't even see it. He's too busy
You need
staring
to
at the
make-
ground.
Remember, Grekin, a big portion of a gravekeeper's duties will involve some cardio, evidently.
Spit some of his spittle onto the ground. Light forsake you. And Cheryl immediately, as she was jogging, she jogs up to Florence and starts taking a closer look at the wounds. Generally inspecting, kind of pulling the cloth out of the way of his clothes to look at it, poking at them.
He loudly shouts, "Ow!" whenever she pokes him to scare her.
Oh! Ikaros takes a cloth from her little satchel and wipes the ick off of her halberd.
Stop being a baby, is what she says to Florence. Starts pulling
Hey.
out from somewhere under her robes some basic bandages. These'll be fine. Probably won't have any side effects. Maybe.
You could pour some alcohol in there to make sure.
I think there are better ways than that. Unless you're that desperate
Yeah.
for a drink.
I
William
might
pipes
be.
up. I could go for one. Cheryl
Yeah?
summarily ignores him. It doesn't take long before Florence is bandaged. And Cheryl asks you to wait there for now. And heads off, beckoning both Brecken and William to follow. I will tell you about that when it happens, oh Miri.
Hmm.
Because that's going to just relate to mechanics.
Thumbs up.
So she asks you to wait and then leaves with everyone. And you are given a few moments of time together if you wish to converse without prying ears.
Hey, you did good on the 2 zombies at the very least. She says to Florence.
He chuckles. No, what I did good was catching that first strike. Thanks for keeping it from eating me, though, I guess.
It was very interested in trying to eat you. She mumbles. It
Yeah,
seemed
I'm used to
it seemed almost desperate to try and gnaw off 1 or 2 of your legs.
it. He smirks over at it. Can you blame it?
I mean, it's still out there if you want to go give it another shot.
He laughs and says, No, no. I think that's quite enough attention for me tonight.
When she finishes wiping the gook off of her halberd, she looks at. I'm assuming there's like the same sort of black ichor bullcrap on it,
On what?
on the halberd.
Yeah.
She looks at it. She looks at Florence. Figure this will be useful in any way? It is a vampire.
Sure, why not? I don't know, I don't have much to carry it with, but I have some money if you need it.
Hmm.
See if we can buy some.
She bundles the cloth and then just puts it in her satchel. It's probably going to be
You-
worthless, but we'll see what happens.
All right, I'm going to add that to your inventory for you.
Okay.
Boop.
Thank you.
And then, unless you have more that you want to say to each other.
Anything
Bef-
else, Florence? Any rude comments, obscene gestures? She rolls one of her hands.
Um, I've always loved you. Marry me, Ichor, and then we can,
Confession of love. Confession of love. She
yeah,
nods.
and then
And with
we'll
that,
have to time skip the next part.
and with that, Cheryl comes back. Her face is semi-serious, and she gives you both the little, like, come here finger and come on.
Icarus
have-
glances at Florence. Can you walk?
He gets up. Yeah, sure. It's a little wince, a little ouchy.
Yeah, well.
It hurts. He can walk.
She follows Cheryl.
Cheryl leads. You are taken back the way you came, from the dormitories. But instead of taking the turn that would take you back to your rooms, you are brought through another series of corridors until eventually you are in the banquet hall. It's another large room, primarily dominated by tables and chairs. There are a few people having small meals, and this includes, at a table near one end of the room, Priestess Lystra,
That's
steadily working at a meal, and Cheryl is leading you to that table. Gestures at you two to sit down. There is plates of food laid out for you.
Hmm.
Florence
looks
takes the
around.
seat
Go ahead, Bendy.
and he just starts to eat. Like it was here for him. She told him it was his. So he begins.
Right? Icaros. What do you do upon getting
Icaros
to the table?
leans the halberd against. Is there a convenient place to lean it? Question mark.
The table.
She leans it against that because she's not gonna leave it somewhere else. She sets in the chair, which probably creaks
Mhm.
because she's still wearing full armor.
Icaros, a thick girl.
A girl wearing plate armor is thick. That's fair.
Thick.
She reaches up,
Yeah.
unclasps the helmet, takes it off, and sets it next to the halberd. She doesn't immediately eat, though, just kind of watching Florence.
Florence watches back.
Don't eat yourself sick. You did just get injured.
Uh-huh. That's all he looks at her.
It's got like half a chicken leg in his mouth. Uh-huh.
There is no meat on the table right now. It seems to be a primarily
Half a cabbage in
veg-
his mouth. Sorry.
Seems to be
Go ahead.
potatoes and stew tonight. With some bread, of course.
A whole potato in his mouth, then.
Whole steaming potato.
Oh, if that impresses you. Oh.
Do not deep throat the potato, thank you.
It's my story.
Swallowing it like a snake.
Uses fate.
It's my life to live.
I'll choke on a potato if I wanna.
So, when you sat down, Lystra stopped eating. Cheryl is standing near the table, and if you were to look around, William is loitering in the room as well, just a table away. He seems to be playing with his food mostly.
Makes sense.
And Lystra is going to take a sip of the dinner wine, which, general lore thing, it's pretty common to have wine at dinner. It's not very alcoholic wine. It's slightly dry grape juice.
Slightly dry grape juice.
It's
Grape juice
technically
with the
wine.
pinky out.
Oh, Florence, go.
Yeah, if you want to get drunk, you're gonna have to drink a whole barrel of the stuff. Anyway,
He begins working on that. I'm gonna get a little bit of caffeine.
okay. We will wait
Sorry about
before
that,
you can.
guys.
We will wait before continuing then.
Florence,
bad,
when he
y'all.
learned.
You're
It's
good.
okay. Florence, when he learns that he's gonna have to drink a whole bunch of it to get drunk. Mama ain't raised no quitter.
He already knows how much alcohol's in this stuff. It's a common drink, albeit not like the most common.
Mama ain't raised no quitter.
Glug 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 glug.
That was a neat encounter, Aries.
Well, thank you. I wrote it myself.
Very spooky.
What are you spooked?
I mean, it was a spooky encounter. Icaros wasn't spooked.
But what are you
But-
spooked?
It was very good imagery. You sparked some good imagery. It's good.
Yay, thank you. Gosh, I wish I had the energy and drive to draw all of these creatures.
Do it.
Yeah. I have other
Do it.
things I need to draw, sadly.
Draw those things, and then draw these things.
Mary, do you want me to
Yeah.
die?
No, I don't want you to die, but
You're not getting any health insurance, darling.
You mean life insurance?
Either of them.
You're not getting any insurance. No, I need insurance on my car to drive it.
No insurance, no payouts. Sorry.
Good day.
Your
Good day, ma'am.
girl a broke bird witch.
Can I have your witch stuff?
You can use it.
Okay.
I pulled out my tarot stuff in order to look up the cards for you.
Nuts.
Looks up Aries cards. Oh.
When are you gonna
Oh,
turn into a
babies.
vampire?
I'm a dragon.
Bendy immediately
Oh.
begins to chain.
Well,
Into a bad
Shane
dragon.
stabs.
Are
No.
y'all good, Bendy?
Yes. I mean, except for the fact where he stabbed me.
Yeah. You'll get over it.
I get betrayed by those closest to me quite often. It seems.
Stabs
You know
Bendy.
that one execution where the lawbringer just like stabs him in the stomach and then lifts him up high.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bendy has been
Between you and
impaled.
I can't get a break.
Alright.
Like it stakes me up, impales me in the sky, and then shoots me in dragon's breath.
Oh yeah, Bendy, don't forget to re-add that stunt you deleted by accident.
Yeah, it's important.
What if I just am hard headed?
Then you don't get it back.
That's not how this works, man.
As the GM, it is however I say it works.
No, not if I whine hard enough. Wing, wing, wing.
Wee. I'm taking this. Also, Bendy, can you pronounce the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth word in that first one there?
Can you count up to 5?
Yeah, I can.
Can use
Pronounce which word now?
The fifth word in that first stunt.
The fifth word.
And slippery son of a bitch. Fifth word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, that's physique.
Is it now?
Yeah, physique.
I love the standard skill Physidaseek.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? I don't know
What's-
how you guys pronounce it.
What's even better is that it's right here too.
It's right. Yeah, it is right there. Convenient. You don't understand design like I do.
Oh my
You
gosh.
don't understand the inner machinations of my mind.
Bendy, are you caffeinated?
Sure.
That didn't sound
Okay.
very confident. Yeah, sure.
For all intents and purposes, we'll assume yes. As Lystra begins to address you two, after taking a sip of her delicious dinner wine.
And Big Sippy.
That is not canon.
The very mannerful and sweet little nun lady. Jesus Christ.
So, she addresses you both. I think it's pretty clear what the task you were given was, but I would like to ask you two what exactly happened from your point of view.
I just saw something like gooey move. It came right at me, hit me in the body, and it hurt me like I have never been hurt before. And then I don't know what else happened.
And you?
Well, from the basic questions that I've learned or asked while we've been coming here, I assume that we failed to properly bury and contain a vampire of some sort. It would have been good to know that prior to trying to bury it. Maybe we could have prepared a little bit better. But, as it were, the stakes were not driven. She glances at Florence, and we were able to wound it before it left.
I do apologize for not telling you what exactly it was you were burying.
It is
But-
likely to be expected that we will not know what targets will be under all circumstances. But Perhaps access to that bestiary would have given us an appropriate bit of information in this case. In other circumstances, you would have 2 dead aspirants, and likely a dead gravedigger as well.
Yeah, cuss her out, Ori.
No.
Yeah, do your job right.
I appreciate your point of view on the matter, as well as your wisdom in seeing things the way you do. She looks to Cheryl. She glances over at William, who, if you decide to look behind you, has a roll of flatbread sticking out of his mouth and waves and gives 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Also expected.
Lystris sits silent a moment, and you will both be inducted as full hunters, as I believe that you have done as well, if not better, than can be expected of you during this task.
Hell yeah.
She inclines her head. So it goes.
So it goes.
In order to assuage any worries you may have about those nearby, Hunter William will be leaving in the morning to ensure that that vampire has suffered its ordained fate at the hands of the light. As it
Well,
stands,
wish him luck.
won't need any.
Cloning.
As it stands, one of you is injured and needs rest. You will, of course, be made permanent hunters here, thus you will have access to your dorms whenever you wish. You will also be shown to the armory as well as the archives in order to access whatever you may need. As you may know this works, I will explain regardless. You are to be given jobs. You may refuse them if you wish, but then you will lose support. If you accept them, we will support you in every way that we can. You may remain with us as long as you wish. And with that, she, producing as if from nowhere, pulls out these 2 little pins and sets them on one each in front of you on the table.
Florence takes the pin and, kind of like a doofus, examines it to see how he's supposed to wear it.
It is, in fact, a standard pin, i.e., it hooks through your clothing. That's it. If you
He
care about the
hooks through the
design,
clothing. Yeah.
if you care about the design, I can give that to you. If not, shrug.
Yeah, that would be cool. Display
Gibbs.
it on screen, Burb.
I do not have a graphic for the design. I can merely
Smacks table.
explain it.
Cries.
It is essentially a bow without an arrow and a gleaming font of light where the handle would be on the bow.
Nice.
I will attempt to get you a graphic at some point, but I have too many things I could potentially need to make graphics for.
Areas for graphics.
Pets. So, if you would like, you can each add a silver hunter's pin to your inventory.
Bro, we got a silver.
Both of you would
hunter's
know
pin.
that these alone are enough identification to basically get you most places. You are hunters.
Nuts, nuts, nuts.
You might be asked questions, but Very rarely will someone stop you unless you're trying to go somewhere you very clearly shouldn't. It also allows you
I'm not
to
sure these were.
hunter things. Essentially nothing.
We.
Because if you get caught with one and you aren't a hunter, it is essentially a death sentence.
He will be
Re-
executed.
Because
Reverse pickpockets.
instead of the local governmental forces, policing forces, etc., militia, instead of them hunting you down, the hunters hunt you down.
Oh,
And
fuck.
they have it in their name, so they're much better at it.
More accurately,
like-
they're better equipped and more experienced usually.
So you plant one in someone's pocket, then you tell the police.
It's like putting a landmine in Fallout, except as soon as you do it, like 10 seconds later, some dude with a crossbow flies out of nowhere and just shoots him in the head.
Yeah. Like someone like jumps out of the window, plants a stake in the ground, ties him to it
Burns them.
Immediately.
for heresy.
Like, you just catch fire the moment it happens.
Yeah. The fucking Pope sends a fucking holy beam from the Vatican and singes you on the spot.
You are given the pins, and
Yeah.
after you take them, Lystra stands up. I once again apologize for the danger you were in, but I hope that you will enjoy your lives here while you choose to stay with us. She gives you a small smile, and she walks away. Cheryl giving you both an approving nod and following her. You are left to have
Hey.
dinner as you wish.
Icaros begins to pick at her food and eat it sparingly, but she mutters under her breath, "Never did say how we look for jobs or accept them. You figure they'll just be a missive at our doors?" She glances at Florence.
We'll probably be expected to accept some kind of job posting. They'll keep track of who does what, I suppose.
William appears from nowhere, an arm around each of your shoulders.
Florence winces in pain.
So, welcome to the club, newbies. Any questions that a master hunter like myself could answer for you?
Yeah, when do you stop calling us newbies?
When you stop being newbies, of course.
Well, I got shot, so I feel like I earned my bones, yeah?
Oh, if only. If only it were that easy. Try again in a
Uh-huh.
few years.
Well, honey bunny, I have my pin.
Good for you. Still silver. Shame.
Yeah.
She files that last little statement back in her head. She looks for the pin that William might be wearing.
He is wearing his pin as a sort of clasp for his cloak. It is made of lumia.
It's
And
made
so-
of what?
Lumia. If you
All right.
it is the material that was mentioned in the past session. It is a metal that, in the presence of magic, glows a soft yellow-white light.
Nuts.
It is the same thing that is lighting this room you're in as well. There are sconces with these faux torches with lumia, giving a gently pulsing glow to the room.
Well, first question: where or how do we acquire our jobs and information on them? I'm assuming there won't be a fairy that pops into our rooms and hands us a missive.
Well, pretty close, except that fairy's probably gonna be named something pretty mundane and be wearing one of those. He points at one of the what looks to be a teenager who is currently clearing one of the tables wearing a plain black robe.
Fair enough. Anything that we should know
Oh,
about the
yes.
armory and the library that you would consider
Let's see.
useful?
The armory has a lot of useful stuff, but realistically, you're gonna get better stuff if you pay for it yourself. It's got the basics though, if you don't have anything, and a few special tidbits. You will have to pay for those though. You could talk to the quartermaster. They're usually up at this hour. As for the archives, the library, oh, that's open 24/7. Right across from the armory.
She inclines her head. Anything from you, Florence?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking that considering our last engagement, um, you know, just a wee bit of criticism for you, okay? I think you really should have resisted me taking the hammer from you a lot more than you did. And he kind
Hmm.
of has like a knowing smile, and he's like, this is all really your fault.
So I should have kept you from falling to your own hubris. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Yeah, a little bit more spirit, please. That would be great.
Hmm.
I probably will be visiting the armory, something to cover up my torso so that doesn't happen again.
You also might want to get along a little bit. Usually they put the newbies together.
We get along
Unless
fine.
William leans on Icaros. If you want, I'd let you join me for a few jobs. What do you say?
Depends. Are you willing to share knowledge more often than you would for the vampire that we just poked at?
If you are amenable to the team, yes.
I'll give it some thought.
Hey, fuck you, man. I'm trying to work with the team here.
He outright ignores you, Florence.
Florence disks his teeth, and he's like, don't fuck with my job here, kid. He actually seems to be getting a little upset.
He still ignores you, and even more, you could learn a lot just from being in the same group as a master hunter like myself. I'm one of the most efficient people here.
She seems nonplussed at that statement and does not particularly believe that. However, she does recognize that he is at least a higher rank than they are. I will give it some thought, William. Though I think I will at least try to preserve Florence's life for one or two jobs.
Ah,
That's
the
right.
charitable kind, are you? Kind of looks at Florence with a pitying smile. All right. I can't convince you right now, but I do hope that you'll choose to join me later. He gives a wink and finger guns as he walks away.
How does he know where guns
Guns are a thing.
are?
Sorry, finger hand crossbows.
Finger hand crossbows. Uh. No.
Plot hole, unplayable.
Uh-huh.
And he saunters
Restart.
off.
Have you eaten yourself sick yet, Florence?
Impossible.
Florence trying to get drunk on the dinner wine.
So, you gonna go?
I'm going to go to the armory. If I'm to
No,
keep
I
you
meant-
alive, I would prefer to have you at least be able to take one hit.
Hey, he just sighs. All right, fine. You want to go now?
Are you done eating? She says,
He looks
glancing
down at his plate.
at the detritus left over.
Not really, but it's enough.
Let's go. She stands up, puts her helmet back on, grabs a halberd and starts walking at a brisk pace to where they were indicated that the armory was at, I'm assuming, correct?
You were
Yes,
not
they
told where.
navigated. Oh.
Hmm.
Thank you, Matcha, for being subscribed for 35 months. I appreciate it. Thank you.
With that in mind, since she was not told, one of, I'm going to assume, the servants that William referred to, she'll approach one of them.
How much experience do you have around this area, we'll say?
This particular area, she would have just recently traveled here. She'll know the name of the city. That's about it.
All right, so you would not likely know too much about how the cathedral works.
All right.
But essentially, Florence, you would.
Yes, Florence would know much. Yes.
Yeah, you'd know. You'd know the general knowledge, which is because something's about to happen. Someone runs up to you wearing
Oh,
the black robes that looks very similar to one of what Miri called servants. This is an acolyte. It is the lowest ranking full member of the cathedral. They're the ones who do most of the actual work around the place. The one that runs up to you two seems fairly young, maybe late teens, with curly brown hair and a lot of freckles. And he says, Acolyte Harker, here to assist you with whatever you need.
Good evening, Harker. Can you direct us to the armory?
Of course, Hunter. Right this way, please, please. And
follow.
so I didn't want to ruin the mood, but I had a joke. And as soon as the acolyte comes up to
Go.
Florence, Florence whips out a knife and robs him.
Old habits die hard, huh, Florence?
are you actually going to mug the
No, I
acolyte?
am not going to mog the acolyte. Not,
uh,
that would be funny.
imagine being such a ne'er do well that your surprise reaction is trying to mug someone.
Someone like startles
Oh,
him
give
and
me
he's
all
like,
your cash.
empty your pockets. Rob's demon. Sorry, Aries. I'm a
This is
derailer.
Bendy. This
You're
is Bendy in his
fine.
head.
You're not derailing or anything. This is what adds comedy to this and makes it good for streaming.
Hey, let's go.
So,
What do you mean?
Acolyte Harker is going to lead the way. Essentially, it's a similar path to the dormitories, but you go down a set of stairs for 30 feet or so, and you enter this pretty dim hallway with, and walking down it a little bit, there are these two sets of large doors, one on either side, marked clearly with a sign. One says library, the other says armory. Harker
Well,
walks up to the
geez.
doors, gestures to them, and then moves to stand next to one with his hands clasped.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Icaros gestures towards the armory with to Florence, and then she turns to Harker. She gets
The-
his attention.
The moment you do, he's already moving to open the door for you.
All right.
I could get used to this.
She rolls her eyes, which nobody can see because she's wearing a helmet, but she does. And she gestures to Harker to get his attention. Is there any information that you can share of the city that you might find useful to someone who has not been here for very long?
If you have anything specific, I could tell you where things are. I don't
Good.
spend too much time outside of the cathedral, though.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Of course, Hunter.
She's inventorying resources that may be available to her.
Once the door has been pushed open and you can see the room beyond, Harker once again returns to standing next to the door, hands clasped, outside the room.
No, go on, Florence.
Florence walks in, and he meanders around where armor might be, or perhaps even a tradesperson.
So
Icarus examines the room.
the armory in the forward room, the room that you enter right away, there is a large table that you walk in on, and you're on one of the long sides of it. And on each of the edges to the left and right are these shelves that are stacked with items of various kinds, mundane weapons, daggers, forks, bowls, all of this stuff.
Actors bowls. We have a
And then on the walls are all of these racks full of boxes and some things just on a rack, plain weapons, etc. And then there are two doorways on either side of the room to the back. And behind this central table stands what looks to be a very short and bulky person with a large beard and goggles. And they're covered in grime. And they're tinkering with something.
Hey, buddy. He comes up to the counter there with the man, or wherever he is. Got any kind of, I don't really know what you call them, but metal, and he just like gestures over his wounds. Something to stop this from happening. Over his side wound.
The short bearded person looks up at you, their eyes incredibly distorted by these goggles, and just, "You touched in the head? Come here looking for metal? There's metal everywhere."
Guess I did a good job, huh?
Icarus laughs audibly. Greetings,
What,
Forge
try-
Master.
I know, Forge Master. I'm a quartermaster.
Close enough.
Dumbass. I'm just kidding.
She was actually waiting for something like that from Florence.
You will address me as such and by nothing else.
Very well, Quartermaster.
All right, quartermaster. Quartermaster.
So, sets down what they were working on. What you need?
Well, like I said, and he flagrantly repeats his exact same motions. I need metal over these bits so I don't get stabbed and whatnot.
Yeah, can I get someone who's not touched in the head to tell me what they need? You want metal?
He
I'll
puts
give
his
you.
hands.
I'll give you a bar of
hands.
metal.
He puts his hands on the table and he's like, "No, you cannot have anyone like that right now. You have me, and I want metal over my chest. Please, sir.
He's
Thank you,
looking for
quartermaster."
armor.
That's ma'am to you, and you want metal over your chest? Fine. the little bearded lady waddles
She's
off
gonna
to the
throw.
back room.
She's gonna throw an ingot of iron at you. 100%.
And a few moments later, Florence, I need you to make a defense roll.
Oh,
There is what looks to be the door to a iron stove flying at you.
Called it. Close enough.
I have probably, I'm gonna guess, like if you count physique, a 0. Oh,
A physique 0?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this door, it's like a freaking small boiler door. It's fairly thick metal. And it's just cast iron. And it's just been hucked at you. and it hits you in the chest. It knocks you over. It hurts.
Hey,
It probably didn't crack a rib, but it sucks.
Icaros leans forward a little bit and says, "How you feeling?"
will you please stop any of this shit from happening to me? He says as he tries to get back up and
You've
rub
really
it.
got to learn how to dodge better.
You really have to learn how to. He just looks at her and he's actually fucking mad.
The quartermaster waddles back around. Huh, when'd you get shorter than me?
Oh, oh,
Good throw.
yeah,
Icaros
thank
says.
you.
throw. Yeah, I'll remember that. Yeah,
What
real
my
good throw.
what my compatriot, I think, was aiming to ask for would be, she glances at him, some form of light armor, something to keep him light on his feet, but keep his vitals protected.
See, why couldn't he have said that, huh?
He's stubborn and a little touched in the head. She glances down at it.
I'll touch you in the head.
Figured as much myself.
Not from down there, you won't.
Wait to see a tall queen.
Have you stood up yet? I was assuming you were still on the ground with the stove door on you.
Oh,
Also, that
yeah,
thing's gonna be fucking heavy, by the way.
yeah, he stood up. He was like, I'm a customer.
Well, you get what you ask for, and I already went back there and got this for you. Best I can do is give you leather straps, tie it onto you. You fine with that? You big oaf?
Listen, lady, listen. I know we got off on the wrong foot, yeah. But you
Icar-
see, I'm
Icarus leans
obligated.
against the table and just lets him dig his own grave.
I'm obligated to fight these demons of darkness and the evil of night and whatnot. And it's your obligation to help me do it. Yeah? So I ain't asking for much. Not even anything good. Just some straps of leather with some metal in it that fits around my body. Do you think you can do that for me? Please.
You talking down to me?
I thought I was talking more level, to be honest.
No, you ain't level to me, little one. You are nothing but dirt.
Please don't get in a fist fight in the armory.
You come to my armory, you act like an idiot, and you expect me to give you what you want.
He looks her dead in the eye and says, yes, ma'am.
Now we're
Please.
getting somewhere. And you said please. You know what? I'll let this one slip. She holds out her hand for the door.
She's gonna hit him with it.
Give it here.
He huffs this big ass thing off the ground and hands it to her.
She grabs it one-handed and then walks into the back with it.
To be honest, Nicaros says, I expected to whack you on the head with that.
Well, me too,
have-
he said,
you-
kind of wordly.
You have an odd propensity for getting one shot, but it hit you. She
You have an
comment-
odd propensity of not helping.
Poor Florence.
There's only so much I can do for the infirm.
She comes back after a bit with a what is essentially a cotton shirt with splint mail attached on top of it. Sets it down. It is best I can do, unless you want to throw a few coins towards the cathedral. Did Icaros put their helmet back on?
Yes.
Okay. And for the one with a few more brain cells, tall, dark, and metal, anything that Quartermaster Ingrid can get you?
Quartermaster, if it's okay, I would request a. She seems to search for the words. Maintenance kit. I need whetstones, oils, cloths.
Oh, you really are a smart one, aren't you? Did they stick you with this one as a caretaker?
No, not directly, but it does seem that I may have became such.
I
She
see.
glances at Florence.
You know,
Uh-huh.
we have an orphanage and we do handle special needs children.
Fuck you. He
He's got
puts
a
on the
bit.
armor recruit.
He's got a bit of a violent streak in him, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get something to beat that out of him.
Oh, you
We
want
try to
something to
throw him
beat
some-
that out of him? I could give you a few suggestions. I've got some favorites.
What's your weapon of choice in that?
Oh, give me just a moment. She waddles back at high speed this time, enthusiastic, a spring in her step. Also, Florence, you would know this. This is a dwarf lady.
Heckin' dwarves. Being short.
And
Please
honestly,
don't say that out loud.
honestly, this is one of the more friendly ones you've met.
our DM is racist against dwarves.
Excuse you. I love this character.
I love her too.
So, what Quartermaster Ingrid comes out with is a little, like, wooden toolbox with jars and cloths and stuff, as well as this. Technically, very technically, it would be classified as a mace. Realistically, it looks like someone took one of those stove doors, similar to the one that she threw at Florence, and cold hammered it around a stick. I like this one. It's got a lot of heft to it, and they can't pick it up usually and swing it back at you.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
They also learn
nods
the
her head.
lesson real quickly. They do.
I imagine it only takes one or two. It's a good correction tool.
It is, it is. This one's a bit older, but if you want it, I can give it to you.
You know what? I'll take you up on that offer, Madam Quartermaster.
All right,
She
all right.
approaches, I'm assuming, this little table that Ingrid was working, and she gestures at the toolbox. The tools, I'm assuming, yes.
Yes, it is. You can take the box as well. It's a kit after all.
Thank you, madam. She takes it, and she reaches for the the stove door on a stick, and hefts it up.
Roll physique. Less so because it is sheerly heavy. You could lift it, but we're gonna see if you can wield it.
3.
3.
Yep.
You can wield it. Barely.
Hey. She lets out a somewhat theatrical grunt as she lifts it up, hefts it just a little bit. She looks over at Florence. You best be on your best behavior.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, yes, ma'am. He makes a sarcastic salute.
Do you want to get him for that one, or do you want me to? I could go get the door again.
I think I'll let him get away for this one for now. You gotta have a little bit of a carrot in this, you know.
All right, but if you let him get too loose, he's gonna start thinking it's okay.
That's true. It's true. Poor Florence.
Getting bullied on stream, wasn't he?
Get
You're the-
bullied on and off stream, Bendy pushes over.
You're the one who picked a
Fuck yeah.
fight with the short, feisty woman.
She started it by being so short.
Need I throw back too? He also snarked at Cheryl, who was also a small, feisty woman.
Not
Bendy
as small though.
Hey, looks at Ori, small feisty creature.
pushes over.
You made this fear response, trauma response.
You made this
Uh.
trauma response. She also glances at Florence, taps her chin. And she is more comfortable in this room now, so she takes her helmet off and sets it on the table, assuming she has leave from Ingrid to do so. She looks at the dwarf to make sure before she actually sets it there. And
Ingrid makes a gesture of go ahead, and if anything it's once the helmet's down, starts inspecting it a little closer.
she leaves it there and glances at Florence. I don't see any tools on you either, so she taps the armor on her waist. Perhaps a day pack with some basics, rope, rations,
Do you
some
mind
water
asking
skins.
her for that? She
Oh, she
she-
wasn't addressing Florence. She was simply using him as the object of her statement
Oh,
to Ingrid.
then he was just being stupid.
Well, I can give you those things. Are you currently on a job or quest?
We are not, no.
Then I would recommend leaving those things until you are. Food goes bad after all, and there's no use lugging around a pack like that when you don't need to.
It's true. It is always good to know the options. Hi, Spicer.
We have basically everything you could need for basic needs. We got packs, we got knives, we got things to beat people with, clearly, and things to keep people from beating you with.
Let's see. Perhaps a cloak for my friend here. Something to keep him warm, cool if necessary.
Huh.
She glances at him. Do you have something a little bit better than the splint there? A
We
little bit
do.
more coherent, and how much?
Oh, it's going to cost you. It depends on what you want, though, as to how much it costs.
Have you ever worn armor, Florence?
No, not really.
Might be best to leave him with the splint then. Then he
Good
can move
idea.
normally. Doesn't require much intelligence. Wear a shirt that jingles. Probably keep him distracted though. Might want to keep wary of that.
It's true. I'll need to find something shiny to leave along. I reckon that will be enough from me, so long, or at least until we know what we might end up going for on our first job.
Alright, you need anything else, Mr. No Brain?
No, ma'am.
You got weapons on ya?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see 'em, make sure you won't hurt yourself with 'em.
He pulls out his big old cudgel with banded iron around it. He seems kind of not defeated, but like he doesn't want to quarrel with the dwarf lady no more.
She looks at it. Yes, yes. Dull weapon for a dull man. This is a good fit. Very well. If you need anything else, you can come to Ingrid. I'll get you what you need. As long as you're polite.
Icaros does hold up her hand for a moment. Are you familiar? I don't suppose there are any healer's items and whatnot as well.
We
Perhaps a
do
kit.
have a minor amount of those supplies, but if you're wanting anything more than your basic poultices, you're better off finding them in town. I'm not
Makes
much
sense.
of a healer.
That's perfectly fine. I'll probably source one of those from you when we depart on our first job as well.
Excellent. If I may ask, that armor of yours, it looks vaguely of dwarven make. May I ask where you got it?
Well, it was given to me whenever I took my oath, and I've had it with me ever since.
Interesting. Do you happen to know if there's a maker's mark on it?
I believe that there was a maker's mark on it. If it still is there, because I have had this for, it will be on the nape of the neck inside the helmet, just over the small lip there.
May I?
You may.
She takes the helmet, looks inside. Ah, yes. It's faded, but it's still there. Seen it's taken a few dings, hasn't it?
I've taken a few dings. Yes, I have.
Not one I recognize, though. Thanks for letting me look, though. Turns it back over, sets it down.
Quite welcome.
And
Curiosity is to be.
for you, big boy, for being so good at being quiet.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Takes away the club that you set on the desk or the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you a proper mace. Not a flanged one, it's very basic, but it is a properly wrapped mace.
You sure you want to be arming me so well? He picks up and hefts it around.
If you think that you can use that on me, I urge you to try.
Well, I'll think about it later. Thank you, though.
Good man. And now, if you'll excuse me, if you are done, oh gracious hunters. She waddles around the table, and Florence, she puts a hand on your side and pushes you out of her
Eh.
way. If you wish, you can try to resist, but otherwise, it is a very solid push.
Bonk.
It's almost like being pushed by a brick that is ambulatory.
Pretty much, yes.
Florence just gives her space.
Ikaros steps aside if necessary and puts her helmet back.
He's starting to grow on me.
He
Don't
learns
know
quick.
why. It seems he does. Anything of that breaks, you bring it back here. Now, shoo, I got things to do, other people to equip.
Thank you, Madam Quartermaster. And Ikaros moves to leave. Bendy's ping just spiked to 500, so we may need to give him a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Bendy.
Hi.
Hey. We'll be finishing up here soon. Just want to get you your run through of the armory and the archives, if you wish, the library.
Yeah.
And
That
I am
went
sorry,
well.
Bendy. I feel like I'm picking on you a lot, but also you're picking fights.
I know, but it's fun.
This has been a lot of interesting character interaction. Bendy's done good. Proud of him.
Hey.
He's also getting EP,
Just,
you can
yeah.
hear it.
Yeah, he's getting really EP.
Can't.
Do you want to save the library exploration till next time?
Bimby.
Kind of.
Oh, he's so sleepy. Listen to him.
You leave the armory, and Harker is there waiting for you. And we will leave it at that as you are ready to go into the library. Please make sure to note your equipment changes to your inventory.
Ah,
I
yes.
got
Iron stove door on a stick. Parentheses for disciplining Florence.
I will add your new mace for you, Bendy.
He might be
Okay.
gone. Don't go to sleep, Bendy. We're almost done.
I'm here. I'm here.
There was a lot of lead up to that response, my man.
There was.
I could see
Alright.
you blinking like one of them frogs. We like blinking each eye by itself, like.
But it still happens though. You know, I think we're
It
just
does.
kind of
It
hating
does.
on Bindi right now.
We are
It's the
teasing you.
Bendy. You're doing
It's
good,
partly
Bendy.
because you cannot defend yourself when you're so sleepy. Use it.
Yeah, so I'm being a little bit taken advantage of, huh?
You're like a lizard that got rolled over on its back, and it's like, Ree!
Yeah,
Except
just
it's really
stop.
sleepy, so it's just kind of waving its little arms.
And now to make Bendy re even more. Bendy, you did really good today.
No, stop. I can't. I'm
You
just
did
some
very
guy.
good, Bendy. I'm very proud of you.
All right, thank you. Okay, appreciate it. You guys did well too. It was great fun.
Thank you. Hopefully we get to do this again next week.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see no
for
reason
sure.
why not.
Yeah.
Let me, before any chaos happens, do you have any more changes you need to make to your sheets, or am I good to save?
Good to say
I
for
think
me.
you're good.
Oop, oop. We are saved. Commit chaos if you wish.
Kermit.
Okay, don't do that though, because that will pull things you're not supposed to see out.
Yes, yes, chaos, chaos.
Hi, Pat. I
Hmm.
want to thank you both, my players, for joining. I do hope it was fun. Are there any criticisms or things you particularly enjoyed and would like to see more of for this session?
I like characters and stuff. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to see more characters, which will happen, whether you want it or not, Mary?
I enjoyed the character interaction and whatnot that we got to go, and I am a big fan of interacting with monsters and stuff based on like bestiaries and stuff. So the vampire actually reacting to the intimidation check was pretty rad to me.
Yay. All right, I will keep that in mind moving forward, and for now, I will say this session is over. Thank you both for
Yay.
joining.
Success.
Hey.
Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope it was entertaining for you as it was for these two.
And I hope all of my beans enjoyed it as well. It is 12 o'clock, basically. We will not be doing a raid today because it is late o'clock, and I'm eepy and I'm hungry.
Mary, do a raid.
No.
It will take you 2 minutes. Do a raid.
I'm eepy and I'm hungry.
Dang, go do a raid. Take you 2 minutes.
So,
Come on.
I'm so eepy and
Be a
hungry.
good girl. Come on, please.
Don't you...
Come on. Keep your raid streak up.
Anybody want to raid someone? I could raid the bird. That's a good one, Charlie.
If you raid me, firstly, no. Let's do a double raid on somebody.
Okay. Who are we targeting?
I don't know. I know someone
supposed
doing
to have this-
ASMR.
I guess in beings who don't really like streams for ASMR stuff, so maybe not that.
All right. Let's see. There's an artist doing their partner anniversary. There's another artist who is just doing late night drawing.
Late night drawing sounds like a good vibe.
They are a Chihuahua.
Bork.
Alrighty. Then I will type it in our DMs.
Okay.
Boop. And I will get the raid started on my end.
I will see you guys later.
Good night, Bendy.
Bye,
Get your
Bendy.
rest.
Night night. Thank you for playing.
Yeah,
It
thank you.
was fun. You said it. See you later.
Okay, raid is prepared. To my beans, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and your night. Please sleep well, be good beans, and I will see you Monday for some more Vigi games and stuff like that. Be sure to say hi to Milalgo as well in this late night as they scribble on their drawing pad. And a big thanks to my subscribers on Twitch and the 3 coffee beans that I have, especially, who are Bendy and Czar and Spicer. Thank you.
And I will also say thank you to my people who are joining. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all again soon. We will be doing this again probably next week, assuming nobody's schedule gets all topsy-turvy. And otherwise, I will be streaming tomorrow, 7... Or actually, I'm going to be ending the stream, but then we'll be starting it up and continuing stream. So I shouldn't be raiding.
I mean, you could end the stream here today and just do another stream tomorrow.
I could. Yeah, I'm just going to do that tonight, because I want to get some drawing done. I'm behind on stuff. So we're going to end the stream a little early tonight, and I will stream tomorrow.
All right. I'm hitting the button.
Okay. Raid message is caw, as always. Have a good night, everyone, and goodbye.
Span the beam.
See you
The
tomorrow.
beam.
Oh dear.